I'm gonna.
I don't think that's what you'd be doing.
Yeah. But I'm gonna look that up on YouTube. Well, when we begin to look at our skeletal system, we are going to have components of this system. It's going to be our bones, our cartilage, our tendons, our ligaments. This is what is making up that skeletal system. It is the system that gives us the ability to be flexible, okay? Now, how far we might push that flexibility is another question, okay? Because we can push it to the point where those tendons, those ligaments, those bones, those cartilage, those joints, okay, are just not supposed to move. And yeah, we're going to see stuff like we saw on that first picture. Now, support, if we're looking at the functions, bone, I keep mentioning hardened matrix, cartilage, semi-solid, all right? When we talk about ligaments and tendons, our ligaments' job is to hold the bone to the bone. Tendons are going to hold muscle to the bone, okay? When we talk about this skeletal system, it is a very good protection. Look at the organs of your body that are encased in bone. The brain, all right? I don't know about, well, I don't know. I wish I kind of had an area where I had like a slot for an SD card or something now. And, you know, and I could put the SD card in because, you know, the function of it is not as great as it used to be. But I still like the fact that it's protected. Look at what else. The ribs, the sternum, the vertebrae. We're protecting the spinal cord, and then we're protecting our heart and lungs, a little bit of the kidneys. Okay? So we've got some pretty hefty organs being surrounded by the bone. Movement. Muscles acting on the bones. That's going to be our skeletal muscle, okay, which we're going to definitely look at. The storage, my calcium and my phosphate. Blood cell production, that's our bone marrow, giving rise to the blood cells, red and white and platelets, okay? Even though platelets are not a cell, okay, we just can't forget them, all right? Now the bone, the cartilage, tendons, ligaments. Do you guys remember under the cartilage, we had the hyaline, the fibro, the elastic? All right, well, we've got to revisit that. Mainly because if we think about egg and sperm meet, fertilization occurs, we're going to find that we form the offspring. Offspring is born. The majority of that offspring that is born is cartilage. That's telling me that one of these three types has the ability to become or develop into or allow the formation of bone to occur. Do what? How are we going to have one of these tissue types turn into something else? And which of those three is it going to be? Do you know? Hyaline. we're going to be able for that cartilage to develop into bone. It's how we grow and develop. So let's take a peek at the cartilage. What kind of matrix? I heard somebody say semi-solid, okay? So it's a semi-solid matrix. No erasers. Okay, do you guys remember when I tried to draw like a piece of the cartilage? Nobody sees an eraser anymore, do they? Now, in the cartilage that I tried to draw, like that, okay? Do you remember that we had the little perichondrium that went around it, that little connective tissue, okay? And then we had our blast. What does the blast do? Lays down, gives rise to, and then lays down the matrix. All right? So, as it's laying down the matrix, okay, it got stuck in the lacuna, the home, and now this has become a site. Does everybody remember that? Okay, so we're dealing with cartilage. Chondro represents cartilage. So we're going to have chondroblast, chondrocyte, our matrix. Do you guys remember we had the, what was the proteoglycans? Does anybody remember what those were? What they look like? Okay, and it sort of looks like a bottle brush. Okay, remember that structure? That was the proteoglycan. And the good thing about it, what did it help trap? Water. Okay, so it helped to trap the water, which is good because we need cartilage to have resiliency. We need it to kind of have some squishy part to it and be resilient. Collagen fibers are there for the strength. The perichondrium, this wrapping going around that semi-solid matrix, peri to the outside, chondrium being the wrapping. It's going to have 2 layers. Now, I'm going to try to draw that, okay? Let's pretend this one was our inner layer, and now I'm going to try to draw the outer layer around it. My outer layer, look what it has. That outer layer, blood vessels, nerves. That is the point that I have my blood supply. It stops there. My inner layer, delicate, less fiber, but it contains the blasts. The blasts, okay, because they're the inner layer, they have access to the outer layer and therefore access to the nutrients of the blood supply. And then as they begin to lay down their matrix, okay, they end up in their lacuna, and now the site, the mature cell, the way that we're going to get access to nutrients is by compression of that cartilage. So during the day, we're constantly compressing all of the cartilage of our body because of gravity. Now, the more we move, we add to the compression But because we're moving, we get to have materials draw in also, water mostly. And then at night, when you're laying down and gravity's on you in a different way, okay, cartilages of the body, especially the cartilage of the vertebra, okay, they get to fill back up with water and fluids and good stuff, okay? So when you get up in the mornings, you're taller than when you go to bed at night. And we're feeding that cartilage. We're helping maintain that mature site cell. So the more movement you do, the better those cells are going to be. That's why it's recommended, to be moving. It's one of the reasons I constantly walk around the classroom. Plus, if you tried to make me stand still and do lecture, it wouldn't go very well, okay? Because I just can't think that way. Now, when we have in some areas of the body where the two bones meet, we're on the end of the bone, on each articulating bone, we have something called articular cartilage. Knee is a really good example. Articular cartilage lines the ends of the bone and help aid. And then we've got the meniscus, the other cartilage that's in the knee. So we've got like this really cool cartilage. But now, articular cartilage, no perichondrium. Basically from the time of birth, what you get is what you got. If you destroy it, that's it. Okay? However, one thing they can do now, because when I had damage to the meniscus of my knee, I had to go in, and have that, orthoscopic, I researched my doctor and everything a whole lot before I let him do something like that. And he's one of the leading doctors that's doing the cell harvesting in your knee and genetically engineering more cartilage. So at a later date, if I need to, which it would require the full opening of the knee capsule, I can go in and have those cells implanted and regrow articular cartilage. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Even though now they're coming out with other materials that they've developed that might be better suited. I don't know, but hey, I figured while he was in there, why not? Okay, why not? So I think they're sitting in a lab somewhere overseas. When we talk about cartilage, cartilage does have to grow. Okay, we're going to see, because from the time of birth to an adult, you don't stay the same size. Okay, you grow in height, you grow in width. So we have to see that we get growth in height, growth in width. So we're going to have appositional, which means we get to grow in width because we add matrix at the periphery to the outside, and then interstitial, which can help with height, which is kind of cool.